center map has been released for Ark Survival Ascended, and in this video I'm going to show you 15 of some of the best PVE base locations you can find on the map. Starting off with one of the best locations on the entire map is this beautiful cove located on the island with blue obelisk. This location is great because you have a lot of clear flat beach to build on, and you have a built-in water pen. You just need to gate off the edge. You do need to clear out the megalodons in this area. I like to build along the beach here, but the area on the cliff above is nice and flat as well. And what's great about this location is if you go up to the cliffs just behind here, you'll see there is bunches and bunches of rich metal nodes as well as crystal, which means you have easy access to resources nearby. This is where we're located on the map. The coordinates are 50.5 and 77.6. The next location is on the island north of Blue Ob. There's a couple of really great base locations on this spot, and I'm going to show you them right now. On the south side of the island, there's a kind of flat leveled up area here, which would make a great starter base area. My preference is to actually build on this cliff area just behind this spot. It's rather flat and right in between these two pillars. If you travel down the cliffside near it, you'll find quite a few metal nodes, and where that small land bridge is, there's another mass of metal nodes as well. This is where we are located on the map, and the coordinates are 34.7 and 74.6. The next spot is located on the north side of the same island. There's been quite a lot of changes to this island since Ark Survival evolved, and there's this now little cool cove area located on the north side. The area along the beach is flat and wide, and you could easily set up a really nice water pen for your water teams, which is so important on the center map in this area, by just using a few gates. The pillar to the right here has quite a good crystal spawn, and the cliffs above have some metal nodes to easily farm. For the cove, we're located here on the map, and the coordinates are 28.4 and 77.7. The next base spot is located along the river jungle biome area at these amazing ruins. You'll find these amazing ruins on the bend of a river. This location has one of the biggest jungle ruins in the game. The great thing about using jungle ruins for a build is actually half of it's pre-built for you. So if you are not a great builder or a lazy builder, you can easily foundation and wall off certain parts of this to make a pre-made base. You can pre-fill these archways with windows for a really cool effect. You can fit a large tribe in here, and you can also fit a bunch of creatures. If you zoom into the cliffs above the ruins, you'll find a few metal nodes up there for easy access to metal. And on the large pillar behind the ruins, you'll find crystal and metal as well. This is the location where we are on the map, and the coordinates that I'm standing at are 48.4 and 51.7. The center map has lots of small personal islands that you can use to make your base. And one of my favorite islands is this one right here. This location is really popular, and I see it built on a lot of servers. It is incredibly flat and incredibly large, so you can build some amazing things here. And although there's not a lot of resources on the island, you are very close to Skull Island. On Skull Island, you find lots of rich resources such as obsidian and crystal, as well as metal nodes. This is where we are in the map. The location is actually really central. The coordinates are 69.1 and 54.3. The next location is at the very edge of the Redwoods in this cove area. The cove makes a naturally great area for your water tames with this really pretty double waterfall. For the base, you can build it along the beach here. It's reasonably flat. You can also incorporate this tree hollow, which would look really good, or you can travel up this ramp here to build the base on the cliffs above. The cliffs above are nice and wide and flat, meaning you can fit a large, big base here with an amazing view of the bay below. On the cliff above here, you could also build a base spot, but there's a lot of metal nodes and crystal nodes, so that makes resource farming easy, and it is the Redwoods, so there usually is a beaver spawn not too far away. The green marker is where we are located. It is in the bottom right hand side of the map at the coordinates 87.1 and 79.8. The next location, which is an interesting one, is to build on the cliff above this tunnel located in the middle of the jungle. Now, if you are playing on single player or PvP, you can actually block off this tunnel and use it as like a dino garage, or build your base in here. However, on a PVE server, you probably won't be allowed to do that, because if you go inside this tunnel, on the right hand side there is another tunnel that branches off that takes you down to an artifact location. So you'll be pretty unpopular if you block off this spot, or you may not be able to build on officials. But above the tunnel there is a really nice flat area if you clear out all of the trees to build a base. There's some metal nodes that are located at the entrance of the tunnel, and if you follow the tunnel all the way through, at the end you will see that there is a lake, and in that lake there are beaver dams located for easy access to silica pearls and cementing paste. I think this would be a good spot for a small tribe or solo player. The location is really central. We are almost smack bang in the middle of the map, and the coordinates are 54.5 and 48.9. Location 8 is one of the most beautiful locations you can find on the map in the Redwoods. I really love this base spot because it has a lot of nostalgia for me. It is one of the first places I built when the Redwoods were added on the center. In particular, this land bridge is incredibly flat and you can fit quite a nice base here. With Ark Survival Ascended, there is now another shelf below that is also really flat. You could build a second part of the base down there, or put your dino parking down there. And the resources around this area are actually really plentiful. If you look over to the right side here, just between these two redwoods, there is a huge mass of metal nodes as well as crystal. And then if you dive off the land bridge down here to this lake, you will find beaver dams giving you amazing access to cementing paste and silica pearls. If you check the map marker here, we are located right in the middle of the redwoods in this central river area, and the coordinates are 86.4 and 45.9. The next location is another redwoods base location. This is the perfect spot if you love to hoard resources and live a more hermit lifestyle. Located near a picturesque double waterfall, this land bridge cliff edge provides a lot of resources and a really large flat building area. You can see here that there's countless metal nodes and crystal nodes, and for your base location you can choose to build on the flat land bridge, or you can drop down to the lake below, where there's some lovely flat beach areas along the side of the lake, and of course some beaver neighbors giving you access to all the paste. On the map we are located on the right hand side of the redwoods, and the coordinates of the land bridge are 88 and 62.6. For those of you that are new to playing the center map, the next base location is one of the most interesting locations you've ever seen on an Ark map. And to find out where it is, we're going to need to dive into the Ark Ocean. Once in the ocean, you'll see some ruins and a shimmery bubble. Head towards the bubble and you're going to find an amazing location. I recommend coming down here on a water or amphibious mount. The ocean biome on the center actually has 2 underwater bubbles, but this one I feel like is the best for a base location. You'll swim in, and then all of a sudden the terrain changes. If you look up, you'll see the shimmering ocean above you, but you are now located in a land bubble in the ocean. This is the ultimate secluded spot. On PvP servers, people will build down here because it is out of the way, but you can see it is nice and flat with amazing ruins. The reason I like this bubble is it does have some resources such as metal nodes. The other bubble only really has trees. This is the location of where I am in the map, and if we zoom in here, you can see we are right in the middle of the ocean. The coordinates are 65.4 and 59.3. If you're looking for an above ground reference to find the bubble, look for the Skull Island cave. We are just slightly south of the mouth, and then you can just head straight down from here. The next base location is located in these ruins on a cliff top. This is an amazing location for a solo player or a small tribe of a couple of people. There's a natural tunnel that forms behind the ruins. You could easily wall it off with gates, so if you're not a strong builder, there's really not much for you to do. The area is nice and flat. You have a beautiful vista through all the windows, and what's really amazing is when you come out the other end of the tunnel, you have a beautiful little lake here. You have beavers that spawn here with the paste and the pearls. Not only is there this beaver location, if you turn around here and just go over the cliff, there is another beaver location nearby. If you are worried about resources in this area, you definitely don't need to be. Nestled in the pillar cliffs above, there is a bunch of crystal and metal spawns as well. This is the location on the map, and the coordinates are 52.8 and 62.2. One of the most amazing features about the center map is the floating islands, and there are lots of really cool base spots on this island. Tucked into a shelf close to the top of the floating island, there's a really nice flat spot here that is close to resources. It is a little bit spicy in terms of the tames around. There's a lot of Carnos, Kentros, and Rexes that you'll need to clear out of the area. But you can see it's rich with metal, and if you travel further into the center of the floating island, you'll find a lake with beaver spawns, and you'll have an amazing view from your base location. This is where we are located on the map. If you zoom in, we are on the north side of the floating island, and the coordinates are 38.2 and 28.1. The next location is a really amazing spot that's located near the green obelisk. There's a small ledge just above the lake that's really big and really flat, and you can fit a really nice large base in here. If you want something a little smaller and protected from some of the creatures around, the cliff above this is also really nice and flat. The small land bridge that's behind this spot has lots of metal nodes. The iceberg that's located in the middle of the lake is full of penguins for all your polymer needs. There's also oil rocks and crystal located in this spot. We are on the west side of the map near this lake. The coordinates are 39.5 and 12.4. And although there's no snow on the ground, it is quite a cold location, so you will need to rug up. In Ark Survival Ascended, there are a lot of new island outcrops that lay between the lava island and the snow area. Some of these are making for amazing base locations. One of my favorite new spots is this small alcove area. It's got a nice flat area between these two large pillars to build in. The surrounding areas are filled with loads of metal rocks, and on the surrounding pillars you'll find even more metal nodes. The alcove can easily be walled off for a nice breeding water pen. We are located here on the map in the northwest area, and the coordinates are 15.6 and 36.5. The next base location is hidden in an underground world underneath the map. There are several entrances to the underworld on the center map, and you can even incorporate this ruin into a base. We are at a small ruins at the location 36.2 and 48.9. There's about 5 ways in which you can access the underground world. This one is one of the easiest because there's no creatures to fight, but you will need Lazarus Chowder or Scuba. This entrance has 2 separate water tunnels to take you to the underworld, and once you make it, you'll be treated to an amazing location. The underworld on the center map is like a private oasis. You can bring some tames down the ramps, but it is quite tricky to access, so you may want to be at cryopod level stage before you move your base down here. There's a really cool flat island in the middle of the underwater lake. This is the map location, and the coordinates of the island are 37 and 50.3. The surrounding beaches are really flat as well, and there's a really large flat spot here at the coordinates 33.6 and 52.6. Near this large flat spot, there are some crystal and metal nodes for farming. Just as an aside or an accessibility issue, if you have visual issues, this might be a really good place to put your base. That's because I have set the time to 1 AM, and because there is an artificial sun down here, it never gets dark. So if seeing in low light is tricky for you as a gamer, this could be a really good spot to build your base. Let me know in the comments below which of these was your favorite base location, and if you like any of them, where are you going to build? Also let me know, have you found an amazing location not in this video yet? If you have, please share a comment. If you're looking for more helpful guides in Ark Survival Ascended, click here to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.